Time for you to get out of my lab.
Welcome back, everyone. I am here, and we are getting ready for our halftime show. We got a little bit of fun here for you today, as we are going to be bringing in our casters for another edition of Yordle, where I try to get these two to guess a word that has to do with something in this series already. Welcome, guys. Welcome. It's going to be a fun one. We got all the bells and whistles for this one. It's going to be fun. All right. So, really quick, you guys get 5 guesses. You already told me in the break that you want to hive mind this. I'm not going to say the other word that was used. So you're going to come up with your guesses together. And we're going to work through these one at a time. So guys, 30 seconds starting now. What is your first guess of Yordle?
Since in the right places. SALET.
Is that it? Is that what you're going with? Is that your final answer?
That's fine.
We're locking it in.
All right. They're locking it in. SALET. Let's see it.
Nothing?
Nothing.
No way.
All right, let's see if it works. I like it. All right, we get the word there. I love it. We'll see if they get it correct this time around. It doesn't have any of the colors, but let me look at my word really quick and see what you actually got correct.
Well, good
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, no.
I was not prepared for this. So let's see.
So cross-referencing.
Oh, it's back.
Sure.
Maybe,
We're back?
maybe. No,
Okay.
no.
No?
It's not back. It's not back.
It's
All
just-
right.
it's just
so
science.
cross-referencing.
Hit enter.
Apparently, we're getting word from production that we just had to hit one key. Yeah!
Oh, let's go! I told you, Mark.
Oh my
All right,
God,
all right,
you're
all right.
smurfing. Holy, come on.
Low
Okay.
lytics for Yordle definitely working out, huh?
Let's go. Okay.
All right. Now you guys got 30 seconds for your second guess. As you see, you got 4 letters correct, only 1 in the right place.
I wish seal was a 5-letter
See,
word.
my first thought was steel, but we already have the T, and it's not there anymore.
Yeah. Steal.
Steal. Like stealing something?
Yes. STEAL.
All right, let's see it.
No, wait,
Mark,
no,
we already have the T.
no.
Whoa.
We can't do T.
That's
I'm trolling.
It's committed.
It's committed. That's your second guess.
Oh.
All right, let's see
man.
it. Steal.
It's okay. We might get them in the right places at the very
let's
least,
see.
right?
Yeah,
we'll get to
yeah.
see.
No.
We'll get to see.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll bring it up, and hopefully,
Okay.
we'll get our breakdown going for
All
that
right.
second
we
one.
we can commit steal. It's okay. I trolled.
It's okay. You get 5. That's why you get 5. So no problem. You just give one away. I love it because
record.
before this, Joshi was like, "Yes, steal
Yeah,
is
we're
their
locking it in,
second
Steal.
guess.
We
Steal
have
is
to
locked
commit.
in."
I
committed.
trolled. Yeah.
I love it because Joshi was like, "We're in it to win it." That's not in it to win it for
Wow.
that one.
Okay,
all right. So you
well-
see, not much of a change because it's all the same letters, just in different positions.
But we
S-
got more information out of that.
You
though.
did.
We did. We know where things are not. So what other S words are there really?
Slade.
A lot.
Slade.
Slate.
No, it can't be.
Seals?
It can't be slate. But maybe
I know,
Slade.
but-
like, isn't that a word? Slade.
I only know the word Slade in the context of Teen Titans.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, you can go for it. There's no restrictions. You can guess whatever. There's no dictionary to this, Rafa. If you want to go with
Shell.
Slade,
Okay, so the A has to be in the middle at this point. I don't think there's any 5-letter word that has.
Oh,
no, wait, we didn't want Slade.
oh no, our producers are
you guys
convincing
are
us.
taking too much time. So we're gonna...
All right.
all right.
All right,
I
lock
love
it in.
We're
Let's see what
just
Slade gives us.
Let's see what Slade gets us, because why not?
Commit.
Sorry,
Commit.
production. We are committing to
Poor production is like, do you want the damn
SLADE.
word or not?
All right, let's see it.
Ba-ba-dum.
Hey!
Okay. Well, that
You
means
were
that L has
right,
to be
Mark.
there.
You were right, Mark.
Oh,
It is
I
in
know
the
what it
middle.
is. I know what it is, Mark.
Oh. All right. What's the
Yeah.
confidence answer? Your fourth guess.
Scale.
Oh my God, he did it! Throw it
Let's
up on the
go.
board. We got scale. It is the Yordle of the day because guess what? We scaling. Because oh my God, I'm just gonna throw in that last little bit of Wild Turtle jumping into 5 people and the fact that he did not die somehow. maybe that's the solution to this game. You know, you just get Yumi and go Tristana. You rocket jump into 5 people in a late game team fight. It works out, you know. But scaling helps.
Yeah, it was honestly super incredible seeing like how well he was able to navigate all these plays. It starts off right super early on in the game, hit level 6, and boom, instantly Kaori's dead. But then at the very end, they're just at the same time willing to just jump over a wall because like I think they're out of buttons. Let's see if I can just prove myself right. And you know that's what happens, right? You can't track everybody's cooldowns in a team fight, but he's like, this feels right. I think I can do this in. What do you know? You have a cat in the hat as a hat at the same time, and it suddenly means that you have enough HP to do anything you want.
Evil Genius is definitely not having a good time later that game went. It was so neck and neck, and even if they were winning the fights, they were like, it just turned around mid-game. Those team fights just seemed like they had nothing to go for. Then the objectives started falling, and then a 10,000 gold lead just came out of nowhere. And so you think back for Evil Geniuses, like, did we scale hard enough? No.
You know, there was that one fight where Evil Geniuses layered the Wombo combo onto Wild Turtle beautifully. And unfortunately, they could never replicate that again. Like, it was so picture perfect. And then Wild Turtle's like, you know what? I need to make sure I don't get caught up in that again. And so that time when Evil Geniuses kind of forced the second turnaround, Wild Turtle able to flash over the wall, distance himself. And Surdy, who was, I guess, in this composition, the designated, hey, you kill Wild Turtle when he's out and try to flank him. It's kind of hard when Yumi is attached to your back.
A little bit.
At that time, it had the Chemtech Putrefier as well. So Fiora, normally known for being able to sustain in those 1v1s, doesn't have the range, doesn't have the gap closers, and no longer has the sustain either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You know, there's one, if I could plug and play one champion in this entire composition, and I know that's cheating, right? Because it would change what everybody else wants to play. But what if that Fiora was Camille?
It was banned.
Right? Oh, well, that's unlucky. Imagine it wasn't banned.
Imagine if it wasn't banned. Another world, another dimension, if you will, where it wasn't banned.
Right? But that's the thing. Like, you're looking for a way to lock down one single target, and you have a really focused way to lock down one person and do a ton of damage to them. And that was really kind of missing, right? Because it was a composition where all of your eggs were in the Kaori basket. You didn't have enough damage coming from the jungle because you were going Chemtech into Randuin's on your Hecarim, right? He's not going to be doing damage. The Galio is Galio. Unless you're going like straight Rabadons immediately afterwards, you're not doing a whole lot of damage. Rakan doesn't do damage, and Fiora, you know, even if you get to do damage, you just can't hit. You're too short ranged up against the Tristana and the Ryze.
Yeah, it's interesting as well because also another huge factor of that game was the Realm Orbs from Pretty, and the fact that they had another scaling piece in the Ryze, and it all just comes together. In the draft, you could kind of see that, but you expected a little bit of that aggression to work out in Evil Genius's favor, and it didn't. So going into game 2 and kind of looking forward now, do you say just bring on the scaling fisticuffs? Both teams go at it at 50 minutes into the game, or what? Is that the dream?
I mean, I think the biggest thing, like spent the beginning of the day talking about Soligo, and how he was spending a lot of his cognitive bandwidth looking at the rest of the team and trying to move them around on the map. And typically, you end up playing these simpler champions, but unfortunately, Pretty had his number in this game, right? Remember how much he was beating him up and how he came within a hair's breadth of solo killing him at like level 2?
Yeah.
That can't happen again, right? Pretty needs to be shut down a little bit because even though it was Wild Turtle who was able to dodge out on all of the major engagers, it was Pretty who was the recipient of all the gold because he would just come in and throw all of his spells, and he had all of the kills that his team was able to pick up.
He did. I like your reenactment there. I'm gonna need.
Yeah, he's a spell slinger, bro. He was throwing out overloads and room prisons and spell flux, and he goes like.
Yeah, he was moving around the blob.
Oh no! I'm still saying we need to make a blobbers versus clumpers debate going on because it's gonna have to happen. I don't know.
Stand my ground.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But guys, the second game for Immortals specifically, I know we were talking about Evil Geniuses because they just didn't come up on top in that first game. But for Immortals, feel a lot of comfort from this roster, especially with Wild Turtle. It feels like they haven't really missed a beat.
Yeah. I mean, I know there was a whole conversation about, the communication that Arrow is bringing to the team. And Wild Turtle is definitely somebody that has historically not been nearly as vocal as at least what we know from Arrow. And I think that has probably changed, right? It is one of those things where when you are moved down to the academy, you have to prove that you deserve your LCS spot back.
Yeah.
And I think Wild Turtle's playing that way.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we are ready for the second game of this series. So halftime is over with. Take it away.
Bye, Landon.
I'm taking it. Here we go.
You already made this joke once today.
It's okay. I'm going to continue making it if I want to, because
I can't stop you.
Yeah, you can't. And neither could Evil Geniuses against Wild Turtle, man. That's every opportunity that he saw, he just took it into his own right, and he didn't care. He was ready. He was confident, and of course, having Yuumi does help. I need a clip of that last fight when he was outside of the base, and he was sub 200 HP, sub 100 HP, literally 50 HP, and then big HP regain from Joey's Yuumi. And it's like, oh, well, there goes all of our work down the drain for nothing if you're Evil Geniuses.
I wonder if that's how Yuumi actually does it, right? Because that is how animals tend to, cure their wounds. Is just give it a little lick. You're gonna be A-okay. Now that I put that mental image of Joey licking Wild Turtle into your brain, let's look at how Evil Geniuses are going to be trying to bounce back in the second half of the series.
What have I done? I'm so sorry, chat.
No, you're not. This is what they signed up for. This is what they're here for.
I am for myself.
Okay. Well, when you are ready to talk, I will let you come back. We'll be looking at this a little bit because Evil Geniuses are now going to be on the red side of the map, and that does mean that they do have counterpick up in the top lane, which should allow Surdy, Jetjoy to push around Concept a little bit harder because Concept, we know he's got a very neutral champion pool, the Wukong, the Dr. Mundo, the Urgot being his most played so far this season, and if we can continue seeing that kind of early play, it will be a big turnaround because if I remember correctly, wasn't it Concept that absolutely dunked on Surdy in week 3? Right, Surdy was playing like Vladimir. I'm pretty sure his Concept just ran him down over and over again. So Surdy is looking for his revenge.
Yeah, I kind of scrubbed that one out of my brain.
I know.
Yeah. I think
We
that
can
is the
forgive
only
it, but
Vladimir
we can't
game.
forget it.
Yeah, well, that's the only Vladimir game we'll ever get in Academy Split. But for Evil Geniuses, they are now on the red side, so they have counter pick availability. And since you already mentioned it before, Surdy wants to get revenge for not doing as well in the solo lane against Concept. Because yes, he had an early kill assist from Tomio ganking on the top side, but then Surdy overextended a little bit and then got soloed by Concept Wukong. And
Hey, Mark.
what's up?
We're back to D1 Jinx.
Well,
I don't know about you, but I've been following a lot of leagues recently from the plat level to, the professional level. And I'm going to say that something like 70% of games on this patch are going to end up with this trade happening. And the team's deciding, which one do you want? Do you want Jinx or do you want Zeri? And the other one gets the other one. So we are going to be seeing that Immortals are going to be prioritizing the Jinx a little bit, whereas Evil Geniuses have to pick up the Zeri. And as Tomio goes over to the Lee Sin, it's a very different look coming out from Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, this is... Tomio had the Hecarim and the reins on the horse last time, which allows you to, play a more reserved game. But Tomio still had some creative pathing, allowing him to find that opportunity on Concept in the top lane. As Lee Sin, it's all about creative angles, right? And it's all about creative pathing because you want to find opportunities as fast as possible. You want to get the snowball rolling. And I know you're gasping because Yuumi has been snagged away by Evil Geniuses.
Very, very fast Cowrie coming through. And I think this is why we actually saw the Yuumi get picked up immediately by Immortals last game, was because they wanted to deny the Zeri Yuumi combo, because it is so difficult to lock down this champion. You're able to run around incredibly quickly and really put a stop to almost everything. But this time, I feel like Immortals have better tools to actually deal with the Zeri, right? You have the burst damage coming out from Ari, who's probably going to be building Everfrost. You have Diego, who can actually kind of keep up with this champion, or at least burst it out relatively quickly once he finds his way on top. And so Immortals, I like their composition a little bit better this time around, but Evil Geniuses, they still need to show that they are going to be playing with a bit more damage. They can't put all of the eggs into the basket of Cowrie, and Soligo coming in with the Vex. This is what I like to see. A great initiation tool already coming out for Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, if you're able to find that Shadow Surge into your personal space for the AoE Fear, that's a pretty decent engage tool for the Vex. And Soligo, already no stranger to being the one that is the primary engage, or at least the follow-up engage, as we saw from the Galio last time. But Immortals, so far, that 3-man core now being paired up with this Leona, this is Reset City getting ready to go into overdrive.
Yeah. I'm really liking this because we are going to be seeing fireworks on the Rift in this game, Mark. So much skirmishing power coming out from both sides of the map, and they are just here to fight. And Surdy going to be picking up the Graves to go up into Concept's Urgot up here in the top lane, and that does mean that both these guys are going to be very, very tanky. I'm expecting a Hole Breaker to be coming out from Surdy's Graves just to combat a lot of the base stats that Concept will be having. But both sides, again, very fluid, lots of mobility, lots of opportunities to pick your fights, and it really is going to come down to how these two teams execute. So going back, looking at our main characters, pretty Soligo. Both of them have dashes, both of them have ways to get fights started. Turtle and Cowrie, both kiting savants throughout this game, looking to find their opportunity to go forward and actually chase down enemy teams, because if either side starts losing a fight, it is not going to end pretty, because Jinx and Zeri are both masters at cleaning up stragglers.
Yeah, and then it's kind of cool that both of these marksmen have this rev up mechanic built into their champion kits. And once they get going, then the movement speed comes through, the ability to just rip through the rest of the team is online. I do want to say, though, for Immortals, they have a stronger semblance of a front line than Evil Geniuses do, because the only person that's really tanky enough to stand in front of Zeri and I guess it's Graves. It's really just Tomio and Surdy that are pseudo frontline here. I guess Vex to a certain point. This composition is really weird. It's not a traditional front to back team fighting. It's all about, hey, we've got a lot of mobility on our side. You know, play for yourselves, guys. Just like keep yourselves alive and
keep yourself safe.
Well, yeah. We'll see you on the other side of the battle. Hopefully we all make it out.
See you on the other side of the war. So we're going to see. I actually don't think this is the worst time ever for Surdy to go with like that Gore Drinker build that is starting to pop up a little bit more in solo queue, just because it is a very tanky build. You are able to keep yourself very safe and keep yourself topped off with the heal from the Gore Drinker. And because you get such a low cooldown on your E, you just cast it over and over again, and he gives you a ton of armor super, super quickly. But we'll see what kind of style they do want to go for, as Evil Geniuses are going to be fanning, as are Immortals, meaning we're not likely to get too many magical shenaniganeries to be starting off the map this time.
I do like the level 1 shenanigans. Chad, walking right into the face of Tomio, puts a ward down on the red buff. Damn.
Damn.
He won.
Unlucky. He won? Is that it? Game's over?
Yep, game's over.
All right, well, sorry, EG, but that puts you 3 games behind at this point. Honestly, look, I know we were talking about how difficult EG's remaining schedule was, but Immortals is also pretty difficult, right? They still have to play Team Liquid with Ayla back, Cloud9, and Golden Guardians, and then also Dignitas, but, you know, as much as you like them, Mark, they aren't that level of threat up against this team. Like, you know, they can fight, but I definitely have to feel like both these teams are favored going into that matchup. But look at this!
No, come on, man. This is going to be so brutal for Tomio. He's kiting it away, but now he's going to get 2-man pincer. Chad on the bottom flank. Tomio,
wait,
he has no idea. Wait, where are they?
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh, God! God, they've come. Tomio doesn't even get a chance to get the smite off. Oh, that's so sad. Chad picks up the red buff and first blood.
Dude, when you said it's like you win after just getting that first bit right there, I didn't believe you, but now I believe you. That is absolutely brutal coming in from Immortals. Just getting that first kill super late means that he's going to be able to pick up the red buff and influence the mid lane as well. Should be able to pick up his own red buff. So this is a very tough position for Tomio to be playing. And Chad, calm down, buddy. Oh, wait. He could go fight for the blue buff, actually, if he wanted
can. And look at the way that Joey and Wild Turtle pushing it heavily onto the bot side of the map. He does have to pick up some of his bot camps, though. He is still only level 2. Tomio will be hitting level 2 off of Wolves. Okay. Surdy and Concept very close to death, especially Mr. Crabman.
Yeah. Is he Mr. Krabs or is he Larry the Lobster? We'll talk all about that a little bit later because Tomio will be getting a little bit more of his own jungle, which is really good. I was pretty scared that Chad was going to go for the invade and basically, coin flip that the game was legitimately pretty much over at that point. If you kill Lee Sin again at the blue buff or you take away all of his quadrants of the jungle, there's not a whole lot for Lee Sin to do in the game. He's just kind of run around being a shadow of his former self. And now, as he clears out his jungle, he knows he's going to have to be in a spot where Chad is also here. And Chad, with the red buff, is going to be way better at taking down this crowd.
Tomio's agency has been diminished. That is to say for certain. Tomio still will have some playmaking opportunities once he hits level 6. That's not going to be happening anytime soon, though. And the way that Immortals right now, they are just chasing Tomio across the map, bullying him away from both the Scuttle Crabs and just keeping tabs on wherever he goes. Limits what Tomio can really do while he is still under level 6.
Yeah, so as the resident jungle caster, Mark, could you give me a little bit of insight as to what your inner monologue is saying at this point?
At which champion?
If you're Lee Sin.
This game sucks.
Also, Saligo has to flash out there. Good reaction time coming through. So this is a very tough spot overall. The one place of power that Evil Geniuses do have at this point is the fact that Surdy is currently showing Concept a very bad time up here in the top lane. And it's very difficult for Concept to try and play this due to the way that the range interaction works. It is very tough for Concept to really hit Surdy back. He has to go for these all-ins, and if he misses, we've already seen like Surdy has a way to dash away from your dash, and once you are out of mobility tools, it is impossible to stick to the grapes.
Tomio might find an opportunity, though, on the top side of the map, as Surdy is positioning this wave right in the middle. This would be really difficult, though. There is no strong CC setup from either Surdy or Tomio at this point in the game, so Tomio was just making sure that Surdy could get some defensive vision as he is pushing out this lane. I'm not kidding. This does really suck for Lee Sin at this stage of the game. Because when you look at the lane setups as well, Surdy has no strong CC to help land your damage.
So, mid.
Yeah, so Ligo is like the best opportunity that you have, right? But Pretty is about to hit level 6, and so Pretty will become insanely slippery. And so there's no way that you can actually lock them down fast enough. And then, of course, when you're looking at carry Skytech, I mean, lol. There's no CC whatsoever, and you want to walk into Joey and Wild Turtle, and we're going to get the replay of basically this destruction that Immortals Academy laid down on Tomio.
I mean, 'cause it's the only thing that's happened so far this game, right? The patience coming through from Chad and Concept to wait until it was really low, Tomio taking the maximum amount of damage. And I respect the fact that Tomio doesn't even flash there because he knows there's not a whole lot for him to do, but he is realistically down about 4 or 5 camps at this point because Chad just takes away so much from him over and over and over again. And remember when Joey spent like a good minute up in the top side of the map just trying to make sure that Tomio couldn't get the Scuttle Crab either?
Yeah.
There's now an experience lead for Wild Turtle because of all that pressure, and he didn't even lose a whole lot of minions for it. So now Tomio,
no, please leave him alone, Pretty. This man is just trying to get some XP. Flash from Tomio and Chad. It's answered equally. Tomio, would he take it? No. He's too low.
Nah. The Lee Syndrome is strong in this one, but it is not a situation where you are willing to be taking that. We also saw a similar thing from Saligo, right? He also threw out the ultimate, but The Vex Syndrome is a little weaker than the Lee Syndrome, so at least Tomio gets one crab for himself. He is not continuing to fall further and further behind, but it's a position where Viego is already going to be outscaling you. We know Chad is a very strong Viego player. It's where Immortals got their first 4 wins, was Chad playing this champion over and over again. And once you start giving this guy a lead, he is typically very, very good at building it up into a larger one.
Yeah, when you look at this matchup in isolation, there's normally the first couple levels where Lee Sin can out-skirmish you, right? But when you are the Viego and you've coordinated such a beautiful invade with the Urgot at that level 1 stage, you eliminate any of the advantage that Lee Sin could have had on you. And now you are a better skirmisher, and you have far more carry potential as you can just reset and start picking up souls and just rampaging through Evil Genius's team as their own champions. And Tomio has to just really rely on finding that one kick that can look back for it. And you already mentioned it before, Josh. Saligo, no flash. She's like, please, Tomio, help. And he's like, bro, what am I supposed to do? I'm trying to farm my own raptors. I can't even farm my own chicken nuggets, man. They're going to take everything away from him.
Everything's gone. Surdy trying to come down. Is going for an Eclipse style build. I actually like this pivot coming in from Surdy. I don't know if it was the intention to start with, but when you are in this kind of situation, Evil Geniuses need to start looking for kind of desperate plays, right? You need to start trying to find something, and unfortunately, he gets jumped on.
Flash immediately from Surdy, recognizing that he was in a dire spot. Concept giving him the thumbs up. Thanks for the flash. Chad is taking this Rift out on top of Vision, but doesn't even matter because there's no one from Evil Geniuses that can really challenge him at this point. And to think, Josh, that all of this advantage has stemmed from just one invade, it goes to show how tactical, how intelligent of a player Chad is in the jungle, and someone that we have really given a lot of praise ever since it's come up from 100 Thieves Next back last summer.
Yeah, Tomio's back also gets stopped, but that's something that has been really impressive for us for Chad, right? He originally came in for 100 Thieves Next, and then he was playing for 100 Thieves Academy when they were actually winning Proving Grounds up against Team Liquid Academy alongside Gamsu. And both Gamsu and Chad have had a pretty decent Academy season so far this year. And when you get to see this, I mean, one of the things that we oftentimes look at with Chad is his ability to play not only you know, these carry style junglers, but also his ability to play more defensive things. It's again the duality of a lot of our players that is very praiseworthy. Pretty playing the aggressive style and the defensive style. Chad does a similar thing. He's got the Viego, but he'll also be willing to play the Jarvan at the drop of a hat. So just being willing to play all these different styles and play for the team is something that I've always been very impressed by.
At this point, when you're Evil Geniuses, you have to be looking to Cowrie, who is still scaling somewhat nicely on the Zeri. Hasn't been attacked yet by the rest of the Immortals Academy squad. Most of the damage has been felt in the jungle and the mid lane so far. Tomio trying to link up with Skytech, see if he can fight back against Chad for all of the wrongdoings that he has been imposed upon for the early invade, for the jungle deterioration. Joey is looking for the pick onto Cowrie. Cowrie is separated from the rest of the team. Kick from Tomio's huge. Finds Chad, forcing him to get out of the wall with the Heartbreaker. And Cowrie is able to turn around onto Pretty. Beautiful play and response from Evil Geniuses.
Good stuff coming in from Evil Geniuses. Just punishing an overextension coming out from the members of Immortals. It's a situation where there's not necessarily a lot to obviously fight for, but with the Dragon coming up, Evil Geniuses should be putting themselves back in a spot where the game is playable once again. It was looking pretty dire, but now, I mean, we get to see this play one more time. And the big thing is that you just knock up multiple people with the kick. Tomio is still showing that he is part of this game, and the rest of the team just doesn't have the damage to put out all at once. So Evil Geniuses, you know, they bring themselves back into a reasonable position, pick up a dragon, stop the clock that Immortals had on the game, and again, credit to Tomio for showing that he is not out of this game. He's down, but not out.
And what we said before, Tomio, until he is level 6, can't really do anything, but then makes great use of his first ultimate cast this game, showing strength of will and just mental fortitude to not be completely tilted out of the game off of what many would consider a very awful invade to suffer against.
Yeah. Isn't Strength of Will one of Lee Sin's abilities?
No, that's Iron Will. Iron Will.
Oh, it was close. I was going to be very impressed because that's not the kind of pun you normally make. That's my thing most of the time.
Next time I find a Lee Sin cast, I'll make that pun just for you.
True, true. It's the Iron Will, but look at this. The pressure coming through. Joey and Pretty are here.
Oh, beautiful Solar Flare right onto Cowrie, but they don't really jump on it. They're just trying to ensure that the Rift Herald will crash. Meanwhile, Evil Geniuses will take advantage of their confusion and their hesitation to take out Chad.
Oh, Tomio barely living as well. Okay, good play coming out from Tomio once again. Another kick takes down Chad in this last fight. And the dive, it feels like Immortals are just not on the same page in this game, right? They're looking for fights, but they aren't going at the same time. The Solar Flare comes down, but there's no follow-up. And it's kind of hard to say, is one of them going too early? Are people just not following it up? And this is a situation where these mistakes allow Evil Geniuses an opportunity back into the game, and Pretty coming top lane to try and kill Surdy.
And no flash available for this marksman either. Looks for the dash. Pretty fires out the Orb of Deception. Fear Beyond Death does not connect, but they should still have enough damage to be able to take down Surdy. Oh man, did that kill just send Josh into the next Shadow Realm? Oh no, I've lost Josh. All right, gamers, it is time for a Rafa solo cast as we take a look back at this replay. You see the Rift Herald is going to get the crash down, but because Immortals are split up from Wild Turtle, he cannot contribute any damage to this fight. The rest of Evil Geniuses barely make it out alive thanks to Wild Turtle's Super Mega Death Rocket while doing a lot of damage. Does not do enough to actually take him out. And for the rest of Immortals, they are now pushing through the top side of the map. 4 members strong. Concept will be relegated to the bottom side to maintain that split push control. Does not have Unleashed Teleport yet. That'll be available in 30 seconds. Chad, can you find Soligo under this tower? No one is here available to help Soligo get out, but he has Flash and nice use of personal space to make sure that he does not get collapsed on. You're back! Surdy got solo killed. That's it. Well, actually, it wasn't a solo kill. Sorry. Yeah, I did. Concept set up a kill for Pretty. Pretty roamed. Surdy overextended. You know.
I'll be honest, Mark. I saw almost none of that because I disconnected. I'm back. Hello. So what? Fill me in. What happened? Okay. Ooh, by Pretty or by Concept? Looks like by Pretty. Oh, you lied to me.
Tomio looking for the kick.
Well,
Beautifully
that does mean
played.
that we are looking at a pretty
But the Lee
large
Sin himself,
gold lead coming out for
Joey
the
will
members of
fall.
the
Wild Turtle is able to burn both summoner spells and get out alive, but a numbers advantage now available for Evil Geniuses.
Back, but it is in a situation where Immortals seem to be in firm control of the game, and now Jinx is starting to become a real threat as well. Already has a completed item.
I'm solo casting again. I've lost Josh.
Wild Turtle, they jump on him.
Round 2. Evil Genius is currently setting up for this Rift Herald. They have Surdy with Unleashed Teleport available. Cowrie looking to be able to converge as well. Tomio, however, doesn't have Cowrie with him quite yet. Chad looking for the assassination. A lot of heals comes out, but it's still not enough to keep him alive. Now Chad on the Lee Sin. He's no stranger. This champion finds the resonating strike, connects, forcing Cowrie to flash over the wall. They should be able to burst down this Rift Herald. No contest, no response from Evil Geniuses. And yes, Rafa, see, at this point, Joey is going to be able to use some vision control, forcing Cowrie back under the tower. And from Immortals Academy, they're going to be looking for another dive. Rafa, take it away. And then we're right back into the action. Man, this is... solo casting is so difficult, man. But we're going to try to do it our best here. Rift Herald has crashed into the mid tower. Wild Turtle picking up an easy double kill. This Rift Herald will crash, and Wild Turtle now being able to enjoy the benefits and fruits of labors of 2 towers. All the gold funneled right back into his pockets. This Jinx is incredibly fed. And I imagine if Joshi was back with me, I would hear him say, wow, Wild Turtle is so fed now. He is 2,000 gold ahead, Rafa. That's crazy. Wild Turtle's going to be able to go back to the bank, spend all of his money at the shop. He should have 2 full complete items. Wild Turtle is incredibly huge, and it's a 6,000 gold lead for Immortals Academy.
Hello. I think.
Josh, are you back?
I hope so. Production, are we good?
Oh, baby. Okay.
Oh, no.
Well,
all right.
17 minutes into the game, Josh. We're going to see how well this pans out.
Yeah.
But you know what? Why
What?
don't you do something quick for me? Because there should be a little bit of time before any action breaks out.
True, true.
I'm looking at the timer.
Yeah.
17, 1,
2,
3,
4,
5.
6.
7.
All right, let's go. There you
Let's
go.
go.
The internet gets to see a little bit of behind the scenes, right? Making sure that we are in sync as much as we are in game. So there we go. Well, hopefully that is the last of our issues for the day, as we do have a 7,000 gold lead coming through for Immortals. And I'm starting to feel for Evil Geniuses fans, right? This is definitely a position where Evil Geniuses got to reach really deep into the pockets, and that's where we're starting to look at the veterans, Soligo, Cowrie, and even a little bit of Surdy, right, as one of the few places of power that they have on the map. They need to find these opportunities to make these big plays. Unfortunately, for at least most members of Evil Geniuses, the person with the most agency is Soligo, right? He needs to step up. He needs to be the one getting these fights actually started, because he's got most of their go buttons.
Surdy has been able to evaporate most of the wave here. Immortals Academy still trying to push through, but they're forced off once the rest of the Evil Geniuses squad shows up. A minion wave is not coming for another few seconds, so Immortals now going to shift their power from the bottom side of the map towards the top side, where there's a minion wave that is slowly building up beyond the corpse of the first tower.
Beyond the corpse, man. That's very dire, very, very dark, but that is, you know, about what they are going to be looking at. So, Chad, I've been really impressed with the way that Immortals are just kind of sitting in random bushes. Unfortunately, they're not necessarily doing it together. Now they find their way.
Joey, Solar Flare goes completely wild because Cowrie does a great job of being able to dodge out on the engage from Immortals Academy. Still looking for more charm connects, but
Whoa.
Concept is now in the thick of 4 members here, but they're not on the same page once again. Don't take the Sonic Wave. Oh, but it's a Shadow Surge, but he gets charmed. Beautifully done by Pretty, being able to interrupt Soligo on the entry. And now, Immortals are up on numbers.
Yeah. You know, normally I try and praise Immortals for, you know, what they did, and credit to Pretty for interrupting that a little bit, but also, like, what was that? Where's your team? There's no follow-up to that. Like, you are trying to kill the entire team all by yourself. And it feels like Evil Geniuses are digging deep, right? That feels like the desperate kind of play that you only go for if you don't really see another way back into the game. You got to go for these kind of plays, and at least I'm going to give them credit for trying to find these ways back in. But it just kind of goes to show how difficult this game is. You don't have a lot of the engage tools. You don't necessarily have the ability to start fights. You aren't necessarily going to be scaling a whole lot better. And now Concept just kind of running after Surdy is very difficult for him to really fight back.
Oh, goodness. And Concept, thanks to the fleet of footwork as well, he doesn't necessarily need to invest into any lifesteal items like Surdy has with the Eclipse. He just tops himself right back off once again, maintaining so much pressure through the bottom side of the map. Both of these top laners will have teleport, so they can maintain this split back and forth on the bottom side of the map. Baron is now up, thanks to being 20 minutes into the game. And Evil Geniuses are just really struggling to maintain any control of vision as Immortals start the invade.
Yeah, so I would put the onus back onto Immortals a little bit, since they are the team that are winning, right? And they were having a pretty big slump, and it was typically coming from their lack of ability to find these engages, but these traps.
Oh, and a... I can't even speak. That was just so damn good from Joey, predicting the flash out of Tomio with the solar flare. Oh, it catches me off guard, catches me speechless. Well done. And now Immortals Academy, there's no jungler to fear from for a 50-50 smite battle. This is Baron easily secured for Immortals.
And we'll see if Evil Geniuses... I feel like they have to try and do something here, even though it's a pretty desperate situation. Watch how Soligo's Shadow Surge actually finds its mark.
Can they get in there? Burst Fire comes out. Not enough damage to be able to answer back from the true damage of the smite from Chad. Baron being secured. And now you're looking at a 9,000 gold lead for Immortals against Evil Geniuses. Not quite at the point of no return, but it is feeling pretty damn dire at this point.
Pretty doomed. Pretty doomed. I think it's very difficult for Evil Genius to come back without big mistakes coming in from Immortals. But I was just going to say, one of the things that we were seeing from Immortals earlier in the game was that they were not moving together as a unit. They were standing in different bushes, but the one time, as soon as I'm about to bring it up, they decide to stand in the same bush and take down a single person. Pretty, looking for Soligo.
Everfrost gets a slowdown at least, gets the flash out of Soligo, and the charm, the stasis dodges out on it, but Wild Turtle following up with the choppers. Make sure that Soligo will get taken down. Now this minion wave available in the mid lane. They rip through the inhibitor tower. They should be ripping through the inhibitor structure as well. Surdy trying to do his best to get some objective bounty gold back in his pockets, but at the cost of multiple structures falling in the base.
Yeah, I love the fact that Chad also is bringing up the bottom lane wave. They are going to be able to take down multiple inhibitor turrets all at the same time. And notice the fact that Immortals aren't currently playing for the Dragon. They want to make sure they can take the maximum, and that just means going for fights.
This bottom inhibitor will also fall. Multiple remnants of the base are now in ruins here for Evil Geniuses. Immortals Academy pushing strong as 5. All 5 members of Evil Geniuses are back up, but they've lost out on the Nexus turret. Tomio tries to look for the insect, but he gets stunned up. Immortals saying, no, you can't go for the Lee Sin kick flash play there, sir. And Evil Geniuses will now fall. The rest of the members are scattering like the winds. Chad looking for resets alongside Wild Turtle and Concept. Surdy will burn down thanks to the Ignite. Still trying to heal up. Will survive just momentarily, but cannot salvage the game. Immortals Academy with an incredible sweep over Evil Geniuses.
That's a brutal 2-0 coming in from Immortals. It starts off with the first game being a little bit more chaotic, but the second one felt super controlled the entire way through. And from Immortals, that's the kind of thing you need to do in order to stay on top of the blob. And I don't want to be a doomsayer just quite yet, but I feel like Evil Geniuses falling 0-2 here might put them out of range of actually making their way back into Proving Grounds. They're not out, but the strength of schedule is really tough, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be in their hands from this point out. So Evil Geniuses, I'm still expecting to see a lot of bright things from them. There's a lot of opportunity for growth, but hey, Mark, can we turn this around real quick and give a shout out to Wild Turtle, because he looked really good this series.
Absolutely. Yeah, the first game far more explosive and was the one that was forcing a lot of the plays and doing a lot of the flashy stuff on his own. This time around, Jinx sitting back, you know, he's just comfortable picking up kills left, right, and center. But the other thing that he did that was so great for him and Immortals was he was maximizing his gold income. He was always there when the Rift Herald was being planted down, and Immortals gave him a lot of solo time as well. Not only getting an experience lead over Cowrie, but also in terms of towers just being funneled into him as he's just picking up on all the destruction of gold. But across the board, Immortals Academy, there's some, slip-ups, but overall, they played an extremely clean set of 2 games against Evil Geniuses. They're moving on up through the blob, or the clump, however you want to look at it. And of course, we'll be taking our break. But when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be having Mazel on deck on the interview, and Immortals to answer as well.
touch that I came from, and the pain that keeps keeping me strong, and the hurt that you cause in my soul. Better count on the seconds you go, for you're nothing but a memory gone, nothing but gone. 'Cause I'm an animal, I come back like a storm. Gonna break through the diamonds you've been putting on me. I won't stop till I know that I'm the world. Gonna take back the things that I own. Don't you tell me that you think that I'm wrong. 'Cause I'm never gonna stop, I'm never gonna stop, I'm never give up. Don't you tell me when you think that I'm
Welcome back, everyone. I am here joined by Chad from Immortals Progressive Academy. I gotta talk first thing, man. Why are you bullying poor Tomio over there in game number 2, man?
Well, not on purpose. Well, actually, coming into scrims
Not
today,
on purpose.
I mean, coming into the day, Turtle said he had some unpleasant situations in Champions Queue. So he said we had to win against Tomia. So I was like, all right, I'll choose him.
Ooh, that's some spice. All right, I like it. You were also saying, a play like that coming from watching some scrim VODs. Go ahead and give me a little breakdown of where that idea might have come from.
Yeah, I'd say around like 6-7 months ago. I remember I was 100X and I was watching the Academy, 100 Thieves Academy VODs. Very thankful I had access to those. And I remember watching, as actually when they were scrimming EGA 6 months ago, it was Contracts vs Ken. And I remember he just walked into the jungle level 1 as a Viego and just smited the red buff away because Lee Sin's like the only jungler that does not ward his jungle entrance because it's Lee Sin. He needs ward hops. So I remember it was 50 seconds in the game and I was like, wait, it's Lee Sin. I'm just gonna just run in, right? And then we did it.
I've seen this before. Easy. Oh man. Well, hey, it worked out for you guys to come out with some smashing victories and a dominant series in total. Everything just seems to be clicking, man. Do you just feel rejuvenated, Chad?
Yeah, I mean, it took us a while to get off of that. Was it 1-7, 0-8 second week, or but I don't know. I think playing with Turtle feels really good. I think honestly, I think he's just like a mega Smurf. Definitely should be an LCS. But playing with him as I have him here in Academy, I'll make use of him. But yeah, I think Turtle's just really good, and off Turtle will I think we're fourth right now or something. But I think
Yeah.
we'll definitely be like top 3 or something by the end of next week. And yeah, everything's going really well.
So give me a little bit more detail on working with Wild Turtle, right? Coming in for Arrow, what are the big differences between the two?
Well, Arrow's great too. They're both really good ADCs. But I'd
Yeah.
say it's only been like a week of scrims with Turtle, but for some reason I feel like I mesh really well with him. Obviously, I worked well with Arrow too, but I don't know, something about working
Mhm.
with Turtle. It's a different type of energy. He sees the game a little bit differently than everyone else, or like he has more. I don't know. I just really enjoy playing with him, and I think
Yeah.
we're gonna perform really well.
I like it. Yeah, it's always interesting to see the difference when players come in, and especially a player of the caliber of Wild Turtle, the veterancy coming in. Does he kind of take over shot calling in these kinds of situations? Is it still more or less a group decision?
That's I mean, he definitely talks a lot, but it's weird. I feel like I actually talk more playing with Turtle. Like I remember with Arrow, I feel like
Okay.
I don't know. It's like he definitely talks, but like I feel if I find it easier for me to talk more, and I feel like I'm able to play my game better, and I play better because of it.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It's just different atmosphere for me at
Okay,
least.
interesting. So now you guys are at 15, 13, trying to solidify your spot for PG. How do you feel that's been going? Do you feel like you guys have found that solid style of performance that you can take into Proving Grounds in the future?
Yeah, I think we definitely kind of um, meshed well together. I think I mean like we all like I think it was never that we were missing a style. It's that we were
Hmm.
different players on the team had like different opinion on how we should play. And now we're kind of like all in the same like headspace, and we all kind of see the game the same, and we're all just in sync. So I think that's one of the reasons why we're performing better now. And I think going into
Yeah.
PG, we're gonna have like show lots of different types of styles and proficiency on all of them.
I like it. That's what you got to have a little bit of flexibility, especially when you're coming into a pool that large in Proving Grounds. Well, I have Joshi on the desk with me today. He is an avid chess fan, so I got to get myself a chess question into you, Chad. Do you still keep up chess? Do you still have a fun time playing chess, or do you still play at all?
Yeah, I say that's my in-queue game. I remember it was funny. Today for warm-ups, everyone's playing a solo queue game or an ARAM, and I played like 6 games of bullet chess, and then I
I
went and
love
did
it.
the 30 minutes of Udyr clearing. So there you go.
Yeah, and then you played chess on the Rift, right? When you were playing against Ichido,
Yeah, and then
big
chess
deal.
on the rift. Uh,
That's awesome. I love it. Do you have any other hobbies that you partake in outside to kind of get away from League of Legends?
I enjoy cooking for my roommates and my friends.
Hmm.
It's kind of like if you're friends with me and we enjoy each other, I'll probably cook for you or something like that. That's how I see with all my friends. And I think for the last 5 weeks we've kept saying if we 4-0 barbecue, if we 4-0 barbecue, and
Oh,
every week we're either 3-1 or 2-2 or
yep.
something. So hopefully 2-0 tomorrow.
I'm feeling the barbecue this week for the boys. All right. Thank you so much, Chad. I want to give you one last little moment. Give a shout out. Anybody you want to talk about here before we let you go?
Nah. So shout out all my friends, family. Shout out Big Fat. Shout out, Turtle's awesome. All my teammates, Coach Thomas. Immortals. We got Bud Light. We got all the boys. So shout out everyone, and thanks for supporting us.
Appreciate you so much, Chad. Go enjoy these dubs and get right back to it tomorrow. All right.
Yep.